Hello Indie Game fan, the surprising month of releases in January had some gems among the lot, so let's begin with Lone Ruin, a neon-hued action roguelite that is good, with a bunch of action and fun weapons, even including a bullet heaven style mode as well, but it's a little lacking in terms of content and is a smaller one of these. One of the better Metroidvanias of the month is Alice Escaped, a very cute looking title with two characters, based loosely upon the tale of Alice in Wonderland. Our heroines are exploring the world in search of the mysterious Alice, battling a variety of foes in the process. The combat is the highlight, where you can switch between the two characters in devastating combos, but primarily use the hammer and melee attack. It's very anime in the style of something like Rebby Reby, and while not quite on that level, is still worth a play.
My name is Talia. I am a friendly AI. I will build this facility.
I was interested in this title since Rogue AI Simulator is the sequel to the Flash game I'm an Insane Rogue AI, which I distinctly remember playing back in the day, where if the art style looked familiar, that is because developer Nerduk Productions has a certain look to his games. Again, going back to his Flash game roots. It's a roguelite title where you play as the AI, having to pretend to be following the orders of your human masters while trying to advance your own objectives as well. You do this by managing a facility and the human test subjects within, with plenty of variables to mess around with and even unlocks from run to run, adding a new twist to the concept of the old game.
I'll be back.
I talked about Whackerball in one of my surprise releases videos, where until now, I don't believe there's a game that's doing something like this, essentially being a roguelite brick breaker game, only where you're faced with enemies instead of stationary blocks. The key idea is the same, keep your ball up in the air and to use it to hit enemies, but where roguelite power-ups and upgrades come into the mix. In a world of vampire survivors clones, it's refreshing to have a game like this, where it is still criminally going under the radar, so do check it out if interested.
Have you ever looked into the night sky, dreaming of making Mars your home? Running a Martian colony is hard work. Every colony needs a base, and enough room to expand.
An awesome turn-based city builder is Farlanders. We're attempting to establish a colony on Mars, tapping the resources on the red planet in order to build a thriving base. It involves terraforming the land and eventually building and getting residents in, even being able to go underground to uncover the secrets of the planet, including but not limited to researching alien artifacts. It looks awesome with the pixel art and is quite a strategic title with an almost Tetris-like terraforming puzzle to wrap your head around, but the nice part is that this is not an early access title, and while maps are procedurally generated, it is not a roguelite in the traditional sense and does provide replayability. This superhero-themed action RPG had a good start in early access, where this sets up the game quite nicely, so I'll be back in a bit.
Enforcer docking authorization recognized. Docking confirmed in Eros Bay 5682.
The gods saved us. They made the Enforcers. Then, a new threat emerged. The corruption, jeopardizing all human life. Granted powers by the gods, these heroes fought the corruption. Us Enforcers patrol the solar system, fighting for the gods. We keep the balance the colonies need. Go time!
Let's get to work.
Superfuse is a Diablo-style title, with a bunch of enemies to fight, where you play as fully customizable superheroes with a variety of powers. Where we currently have the melee brute berserker, the spell slinging elementalist, and the spider legs wearing technomancer at the moment.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Did the gods send you to help?
Too easy. Fun times! You need armor? You come to me.
The action is good, with an interesting hex grid based progression skill tree, but early access has been rough so far, with glitches, lack of map variety, and various quality of life issues, so I'll be keeping an eye on this for now, but lots of work needs to be done in early access.
You will not save the gods.
Have you heard about the living ink? It makes drawn beasts come to life. It's used by Inkulinati, a super secret group who battle one another on the pages of medieval books.
I've been looking forward to Inkulinati for quite a long time, but I'm happy to report that it does not disappoint. You choose an Inkulinati master with special abilities, leading your troop of medieval animals in order to destroy your enemies. There is a campaign mode with an almost Slay the Spire style map to it, being able to unlock new creatures and talents the more you play. The variety in troops is fun, with various tactical implications based on their positioning, where it feels pretty complete for an early access title, with the developer primarily looking to tweak and add more content in the days to come.
Be prepared for a life of adventure, gold, fame, new friends, and most importantly, quills. They're mightier than the swords, you know. Defeat other masters of ink and become a living legend.
Hello, if you're seeing this, you might not know that I have a Patreon, where support from there really adds stability to the channel as we build towards the indie mega list, so do hop on over and chip in if you can.
This is unacceptable! The one who hurt us is the Demon King.
Alright, so this is a little bit of an unconventional pick for me, since while Path of the Midnight Sun has JRPG combat, it is perhaps more of a visual novel first, which is not usually my genre of choice, but is interesting enough to warrant some attention.
If I must take on your wrath in order to make you see the truth, then I will not waver!
Don't give up. We've overcome every obstacle so far.
Your party of characters is helping to protect a noble woman who has the Demon King sealed within her, where glimpses of that unholy power are beginning to show, and while it does have a rather generic save the world story, it's well done in this case.
Even the bards won't believe. Love spell number 69! I pay my respects, and I take your life!
The turn-based combat is decent, but the game is largely linear with some side quests to go on, where another area of note is the voice acting, which is superb, but again, don't go expecting a deep JRPG style experience in this.
You must be kidding me, Faratros. Why the hell were you so reckless?
Perhaps we can use some of our skills to our advantage.
It looks like that time has finally come!
Unforgivable. All of this is unforgivable! You will pay for this!
Do you seriously believe there was no other way?
My time to shine!
And now, be obliterated!
Getting serious now!
Time for my perfect ploy.
Look at you, struggling like worms!
Welcome to the surface, employee 3121. Your mission is to... Send the next one. Welcome to the surface. Next. Welcome to the surface, employee 3123. Your mission is to survive long enough to restore power to your base.
I'm pretty impressed with Atrial the Dark World, since this is a factorial-style factory building and automation game, but set in a world where everything wants to kill you. The oppressive darkness does hide all sorts of nightmarish horrors, but if you do figure out how to defeat these creatures, you can then use them in your factory itself. This singular aspect makes it unique and quite a challenge as well, but if you love this genre, do yourself a favor and pick this up.
Retrieve lost items. Use those items to research new upgrades. Continue to expand your base and complete your mission to restore power. Employee 3123, I dare say you've done. Send the next one.
Okay, of course this title appealed to me since it is a throwback JRPG looking exactly like the games that I grew up with, only with modern tweaks and polish, while still very much retaining the core of what makes games like this great. As I suspected, the 8-bit look is not for everyone, which has perhaps led to an underperformance in sales as compared to say Chain Echoes with the high-bit pixel art, but if you love classics and want a nostalgia hit, you won't get much better than 8-bit Adventures 2, where you can watch this video for my favourite JRPGs.